In today's notes, we're going to be talking about what a statistical question is. And so at the beginning here, we have a statistical question is, and a statistical question is not. So we're going to open this up, and it says, a statistical question is a question that does not have just one answer, a question that anticipates variability. And what we mean by variability is we mean changes. Remember that variables vary, they change. We're talking about some variability here. And so if we were to write our own statistical question, an example of a statistical question could mean, how many pets does each person in our class have? How many pets does each person in our class have? Because one of us may have 0 pets, another may have 2 pets, another may have 3, another 4, another 1. Somebody else might have 0 like the first person, and we would experience some variability. We would have more than one answer because we're asking for each person to give an answer. And so we'd have a whole list of numbers here that fit this. We could also say, what is each person's favorite color in the school? What is each person's favorite color in our school? And again, we're going to get a lot of different answers here. One person may like red, another may like purple, another may like purple too, another may like orange, another may like black, and it goes on. So statistical questions have more than one answer. A question that's not statistical is one like, how many pets does Mrs. Schaefer have? In this case, there's one answer. There's just one answer to this. Mrs. Schaefer has 0 pets. And so a statistical question is not a single answer question. It's not one where we can say one thing. If we said, what is Mrs. Lake's favorite color? Again, we're talking about a question that's not statistical because it has one answer. What is Mrs. Lake's favorite color? So we continue on here. A statistical question looks like. A statistical question looks like, how old are the 7th grade teachers? If you asked all of the 7th grade teachers how old they are, one may be 30, one may be 35, one may be 50, the answers would vary. They would change. And then over here, a statistical question does not look like, how old are you? You would answer just a single number, 11, 12, 10, 9. However old you are, you would answer, there'd be one answer here. And so, how old are all the 7th grade teachers? There are multiple answers. How old are you? There's one answer. So here we have a statistical question because there are multiple answers. Here we have a question that's not statistical because it has one single answer. And so it says write your own statistical question. I'm going to write one more with you. I'm going to write, how many computers are in each classroom of the school right now? How many computers are in each classroom right now? Again, as we go through different classrooms, my room may have more or less computers than the classroom next door to me, and then so on. The next classroom may have more or less, and we would keep going down the hall. Everyone's classroom has a different number of computers based on how many students are in that classroom at that time. And then write a question that's not statistical. If I asked you how many computers are in our classroom right now, that would be one answer. We would just have to count how many computers and there would be a single answer, so that's not a statistical question. How many computers are in our classroom right now? So statistical questions, again, a question that does not have just one answer, it anticipates variability. For example, how old are all the 7th grade teachers is a statistical question. Statistical questions are not a single answer question. It does not look like how old are you, which has one answer. Statistical questions have more than one answer. And so at this point in time, I would really challenge you to try and write one more in this box of your own statistical questions, and then write one more question that's not a statistical question in this box, so that you've actually written in 4. I'm not going to write it. I want you to come up with your own before class. But I want you to, again, come up with one statistical question, one question that has multiple answers, and then come up with one more question that is not statistical and only has one answer. So do that before class, and then your statistical question notes are done. A statistical question has more than one answer.